Hey guys, this is Garnet Coy. I wanted to touch base with y'all to show y'all what I've been doing last year with Google Forms for short cycle assessments and some of the other tests that we had been given, just to kind of figure out where you all are at and kind of see if this is something that we want to use. So I'll get right into it. So Google Forms, you make a quiz. Quiz has got content questions. Give it to the kids. The kids take the quiz. It populates a spreadsheet. These two fields are blacked out because those were students' names. But it's got some administrative questions and then some demographic questions here. So we can kind of like break that down. Use the Flubaroo script to grade it, and then after it grades it, you can then use a pivot table to subdivide and disaggregate the data. So we were doing data pivot table, and then you want to compare it with these demographic fields that we put in. So we said, like, by teacher, do you have an IEP? And then we can see the teachers, IEPs. We can say what was the percent score. We want an average of the scores. So we could say for the different teachers that gave that little quiz, the kids that didn't have an IEP, this was their average score. The kids that did have an IEP, this was their average score. And you can see the total percentages. After this, you can do like charts and get a graphic. So you can see it graphically. So this is what we were doing with short cycle assessments, little quick quizzes that kids would take at the end of a lesson to compare progress between classes, and then we go into like remediation. And what we ended up doing for remediation was, instead of coming up with like a special lesson for the kids that needed to review more, we did just a normal review kind of thing, but we mixed the classes up and we cut the class size down for the kids that needed more individualized help, and moved like all of my proficient students, or all the proficient students for all classes during a period would go with one teacher. So they'd have like 50 or 60 kids, but they're already the kids that got it, and that would shrink down the class size to do review and remediation with the kids who weren't getting it the first time. So another tool, or another thing we were using this for, was benchmark, like pre-test, mid-test, post-test for EOC style classes. So for biology, we had same type of thing with a couple like demographic kind of questions, who's your teacher, that kind of stuff. And then we went through and used EOC style questions, and had all the kids take this at the beginning of the year. So again, you got the student submissions. This is their raw, responses, and then you've got the graded Flubaroo script with all the answers, and then again we got pivot tables that can break down kids' scores at that point, and you can look at it a couple different ways. All these charts, I believe, are showing the same thing. So this was the first one that we did, and the district ended up making us take another benchmark test at the midterm and at the end of the year. So we couldn't justify having the kids take our test again after we had just given them another 60 question test. So we did not get to do this, at the middle and the end to compare, scores. But I believe if we could give the same test, multiple times, and have all the data in these spreadsheets, I think we could do some pretty cool things to review that at the end of the year, give kids feedback, like give them their scores from the middle or the pre-test, the middle, and the post-test. And then, with Flubroo, you got some options of like emailing kids grades back, which I think could be pretty powerful. Maybe at the end of the year, the last time they take it, actually give them the chance to retake the test and email them the answers to show them what they missed, so they can like really cram for the EOC at the end of the year. So that was just a quick run through of some of the ideas that we were working on last year. Let me know where we're at as a school and as a district, and if we want to try to use something like this specifically for biology, if I'm teaching some of that, or if we can share this with other teachers and other PLCs, see if they want to get rolling on this. So let me have any feedback that you can give me. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all soon.